Good evenings and welcome everybody. How are you doing today? It is Wednesday. I'm Jesse and this is Questionable Sports. Welcome back. I know it's been a while for me. I'm sorry. I apologize. A couple of weeks ago I was tired from work and then working out. And then last week I was just not feeling well. So, but I'm back and we're here. Scotty should be joining us pretty soon. Let me check if he's on already. He's not, but he should be joining here pretty soon. So, welcome. How's everybody's day going? How's their week going? How's their Wednesday going? We got a lot to talk about. Let's get started. So, again, I welcome y'all. Welcome. Again, I hope y'all have a good week. Push the wrong one. Boom. There we go. There we go. Hey, mom, how you doing? I'm feeling good. How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling well. Oh, before we get started, you know how we do things around here. Cheers. Woo. Vodka. All right. So getting started again, we got a little bit to talk about. Got a little Mavs talks. Then we got some games to watch, and then the segment. What you think? I tell you, ask you questions. You tell me what you think, um, and I give you my feedback, what I think about the situation or what the question is all about. Super Bowl Sunday. We got Super Bowl this Sunday. Like I said, Scotty is back. Scotty will be with us today. We got the question of the day, and then my favorite segment, put a shot on it, and then this is my show, so I get the last word. Uh, Anyways, how's everybody going? Let's transition to a little math talk, and we all know what happened. We all know what happened. Saturday night. Now this is the funny thing. Like I didn't. Let's start off by saying I didn't want to believe it. I got that notification. Mavs are in talks with the Lakers to trade in Luca. And then a few minutes later, the next thing you know, Mavs have traded Luca to the Lakers for AD, and I can't remember the other guy's name. And I'm like, wait, this can't be real. This ain't real. I'm started going through ESPN, looking at my reading the details on the notification. Actually, you know what's crazy is I got the notification from because I use Underdog. So Underdog actually sent me the notification before Yahoo did. Yeah, 'cause Yahoo was the next one, and then ESPN. So I don't know how Underdog got the information before everybody else did, or maybe they were just the first one to say, "Hurry up and put that out there." But yeah, they were the first one to get the information out to at least to me. I'm not sure how everybody else got the information. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. I was like, "This can't be real." It was late, so I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. This, maybe, it's a dream, or I don't know. It just can't be right. That's what I felt. Um, so I woke up the next morning. I looked at my phone again, and sure enough, my phone had blown up. My buddies I've been friends with since high school, majority of them, even some longer than that. They were just texting back and forth, basically all night. I was asleep, and I got on my phone. I think I had like 30 something text messages. I'm like, God damn, nobody sleeps anymore. But yeah, um, it was crazy. Um, I don't understand. There's a lot of he say, she say, what's going on with the whole situation. A lot of conspiracy theories going out there. There's one with I think the one that's becoming a lot of people are saying a lot of the ones with the Mavs are trying. The owners are trying to move the Mavs to the Vegas, which I think is dumb if you ask me because um, if you're gonna sit there, Mavs have a really good fan base here in Dallas. Now I understand if you're going to move like Toronto or the Kings, Orlando, somebody that's maybe not a big enough fan base. I can see that. And people say, "Oh, they're going to move to Las Vegas." I'm like, okay, but the Mavs, I don't see that happening. I don't see them trying to move the Mavs to Vegas. Maybe I know that their owners are trying to get casinos here in Dallas and Texas, but I don't think they'll move a whole team to Vegas just because they can't get casinos here. But who knows? It's all good. You're still gonna wear his jersey. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see nobody burning the jerseys, so it's not Luca's fault. If you saw, Luca was he said himself he was surprised. Um, he the funny thing too is they didn't even call him to tell him, hey, we're gonna trade you. He actually found out because somebody else, one of his I guess friends or something like that, called him and said, hey, is this true? You're getting traded? And he's like, wait, what? So he didn't even know because on the press conference he was saying he didn't even know they didn't even notify him. So that by right there is crazy. And then you see the interview by Nico and Kid. Nico was sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, me and Kid discussed this," but Kid did not look like that. It was something he was in favor of. He was just, I mean, staring out in the distance. He looked confused, looked sad. I mean, I can't tell you what somebody feels like inside, but I know how I felt inside. And honestly, I didn't know. I was like, I'm trying to figure out like what's you don't like. I've never you don't do this. You don't trade the best player, especially one of the biggest names in pro basketball. So I'm like, man, what? This is weird. It just don't feel right. This can't be right. So I had a coworker said to him it felt like somebody had passed away. I'm like, dang, it wasn't that serious, but yeah. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. People are still talking about it today. ESPN is still talking about it. I listened to 105.3 The Fan on the way to work and home. They're still talking about it. So pretty crazy how this happened Saturday and people are still talking about it. So my ear itches a little there. Sorry. So, um, do I like the trade? I don't like the trade to be honest with you. I mean, I see. I mean, I can see that them saying that because, I mean, if you looked at his face, he just looked like he was confused. I think Scotty just joined.
What's up?
I heard. I told you. I know. Scotty can't be. He can't be a ninja.
All
How you doing, Scotty? Welcome to the show.
right, it's good to be back. It's been a
Mm,
while.
it has been a fall, and I had to tell Scotty every time, "Hey, Scotty, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling good today," or "Hey, Scotty, I'm tired today, I'm not gonna make it." He's like, he called me sorry. He's like, "You sorry?" But yeah, I'm talking about the Mavs and the trade and everything, Scotty.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Scotty, since you just joined. When you first heard the news of the trade, what did you how did you feel about it?
I mean, I was surprised. Um, I mean, I'm not a huge NBA fan,
Yeah,
but I mean, I know players. So I was very surprised. I
yeah.
heard it Sunday morning.
See, I can't, like I said, it happened Saturday night. I think it was about 11 or
Yeah.
something at night when I got the first notification. And you know what's crazy? I was telling them, Scott, is the first I got notification from Underdog, which is a gambling app.
Yeah.
They were the first one that posted that Lucas got traded. Then it was Yahoo Sports. Then it was ESPN. So I think the Underdog would just heard it and said, "Let me jump on it now. Let's jump on it
Yeah.
now." So um, the like I was saying, it was just crazy because the feeling was crazy. Just how, there's so many games, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Luca would make me mad during games because he would get pissed off and yell at the refs, not get back on defense. Scotty, my mom said hi. Um,
Hello.
he not get back on defense. Especially if he gets fouled, he'll start bitching and moaning and crying. And I'm like, get back on defense, help out, But then there's times where he's out there just shooting threes from damn near half court and making them, you know,
Yeah.
hitting game winning shots. It's it's just crazy. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just I'm just telling how like I don't like the trade just because I mean I guess I'm a Luca fan and it's gonna suck, but maybe and what's bad is we've all seen a motivated Luca. We saw him against what he did to the Phoenix Suns a few years back when they whipped the shit out of him. So imagine when he comes back, he's gonna love the team because the players had nothing to do with it. But I think he's gonna
Yeah.
put up 90 points against the Mavs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nothing against the Mavs. It's gonna be all about the organization. You know, it's gonna be all
Yeah.
about the players. And I wouldn't even get mad if he did that. I wouldn't get mad if they're winning by 100 points and he'll go up and pull up and hit a three. I'm like, that. I'll do the same damn thing too. You
Yep.
know, so um, let's see. Anything else on that topic, Scott? Anything you got to say?
Well, I heard he had just bought a
Oh,
$4 million house like
yep,
right before
yep.
he got the news about the trade.
He just closed on the house, and he said he's like, I thought it was gonna be a Mavericks forever. I was like, man, that fucking hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts. You know, that sucks. But yeah, he had just closed on the house that like a couple of days beforehand.
Yep.
So but yeah, but man, Nico's got so much hate on him right now. Like he's probably the most hated person in Dallas right now. Well,
Yeah.
in sports terms, I'm not. I mean, there may be other people that might be hated around here, but in sports terms, I'm not going to sit there. A lot of people still hate Jerry, so he might be up there with Jerry. I don't know.
Yeah.
So um, now let me ask you this, Scotty. I mean, you from different perspective because like you said, you don't watch basketball, but in a different sport, has there something like that happened where you're like your favorite player or team got traded or moved on?
Um, I mean, can't really compare it too much, but like Barkley, but that wasn't really a surprise.
Everybody kind
Um,
of knew he was going to leave.
it was kind of, yeah, once they signed Jones,
Yeah,
um, it was kind of assumed that they were probably going to let um,
Barkley leave.
Barkley go.
I just told you the organization that I mean, you think the Cowboys organization is bad, Giants, you know, and what's crazy is and people saw this on Hard Knocks because Giants were on Hard Knocks,
Yeah.
so everybody saw firsthand that they really chose Jones over Barkley, and
Yeah.
then um, he even said he was gonna throw up if the Eagles pick up Barkley, didn't he? The owner.
Well, he said he wasn't gonna be able to sleep or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
if they, if he, yeah, if he goes to the Eagles or something like that.
My mom said he's still a Maverick to her. But moving right along, let's transition. We're gonna we got what to watch, games to watch this today and probably and this weekend. First things first is NBA. No Mavs game today. Thank God. You know, I watched the game that was at the next day after the news had broke. It was on Sunday.
Yeah.
They played at 2:30,
Uh,
and oh man, the team. You could tell the team was just not there. I mean, they got blown up by like 50, I think, but they were just not there. They were. I think they were stunned on what happened. So um, and then if they played the other night, I forgot that they had played and I didn't watch it, but they barely or yesterday, and then they lost by 2. So they got a game coming up, I believe, tomorrow. So I'll probably watch that. But they do have the Suns and Thunders playing tonight at 8:30 on ESPN. So if y'all want to watch that game, NFL games. Again, we got the Super Bowl Sunday. We'll talk about a little bit about that here in a little bit. Got the Chiefs and the Eagles Sunday at 5:30 on Fox. The good thing, it's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess you could say. But the good thing is the games that start at 5:30. So if I do drink out and or whatever, I can always sleep it off and be ready for work the next day.
yeah.
So because they'll end about 8:30, maybe the latest 9 o'clock. So plenty of time to sleep it off. Hockey, no Stars game today. They played yesterday, lost 3-1. The Oilers and the Blackhawks play tonight at 8:30 on TNT. Blackhawks are not the same team that they used to be, Chicago Blackhawks, but the Oilers are.
Yeah.
Oilers are a pretty good team. So I'm not sure if any of y'all are into watching hockey. I am. I tell people all the time, watch it. I know it's funner going to a game, but the fact that you hit somebody and they let them fight if they do fight it out is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, Go ahead, Scotty. You gonna say something?
Oh no. I
Oh,
was gonna say I
uh,
like the Blackhawks, but they
yeah.
haven't been.
Scotty is a Blackhawks fan.
Well,
I
I'm a
would
Devils fan, but Blackhawks are, I
remember
guess, my
was it
second.
last year we were hoping for the Stars jersey, New
Yeah,
Jersey,
yeah, they're both in the
finals,
playoffs. But
but they're in different conferences, aren't they? I think
yeah,
we're trying to get a Stanley Cup, Stars in New Jersey, and they
yeah,
both lost.
yep.
College football is over. We all know that. We saw the national championship game. College basketball is going on, getting ready for March Madness. A couple of games coming on: Oregon versus Michigan and Missouri versus Tennessee. The big one is probably the Missouri versus Tennessee. I'm not big in college basketball. Scotty's a little bit more into it than I am. I start picking it up right before March Madness starts, so I can at least kind of get an idea. So when I do my bracket, which I always freaking lose, so it doesn't even fucking matter.
This year is going to be even with the um this year is going to be even more challenging, I think,
Why do you think that?
because well, just like football, because the teams don't have the depth that they used to. So you're
Oh,
going to see some teams
with the NIL.
like you're going to see some teams that you may have not seen in a while,
Uh
and
huh.
you'll see some teams that are usually in there and not in there. Like right now, Xavier
Uh huh.
is going to be one of the first four out,
Dang,
and
and they're always in there.
they're usually always in there.
Yep.
So yeah,
So, my mom said the quarterback from the Giants, Scotty.
they don't have a quarterback right now.
Well, I think it's just talking about when they traded him or something like that.
No, I was happy about that.
The player that played last night, that's the new player for the Mavericks, number 11. Number 11 is Kyrie. He's been with the Mavericks. He actually said something, made a comment the other day that he's sad that he lost his hombre, is what he called him. So
Yeah,
he's not happy about the whole situation himself. Which I mean, I don't blame him. You know, a lot of people are not happy. I'm not happy. Um, I mean, at the end, I mean, if you listen to Nico's, I mean, I know we're going back to this, but it's okay. I don't care because it was just a big deal. If you listen to Nico, there had to be something that was going on. They were saying he was overweight. They said he has a drinking problem. Everybody knows he smokes. Talking about cigarettes, he smokes cigarettes. I'm not sure if he does the drugs, but I know he smokes cigarettes. So they said he was having, that he has that kind of issues going on. Um, so maybe they were like, "Hey, you got to get in shape. You got to do this," and he wasn't doing it, and they got fed up with him.
yeah.
So
I'm sure there's something else going on.
yeah, and it has to be, but they're not letting it. They're not going to let it out, and they're not leaking it, which is actually a good thing. You know, if there's
Yeah,
something that you have going on in your personal life, and the organization is not leaking it, that shows it's a pretty solid organization. So
yeah,
you got to give them that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of speculations of what's going on, and I don't want to jump into it because again, I don't know what it is. But like I said, for me, it was always making me mad was the fact that he would never get back on defense. He was never always arguing with the ref, always getting technicals. But when the game was on the line, he was always you can always count on him. So that's kind of the things that really made me like Luca, and it was like, man, he's uh, a good player. So another thing too that he said he wants to do it's a culture thing. It's a, or they want to rely on their defense. So I think that's one thing that Lucas was not good at. It was defense. So they want to build a team that's around defense. And AD's a really good defender. You have thank you for the likes. Um, you have Gafford, who's a good defender. Kyrie, I think what they're going to rely on is Kyrie and Clay scoring the points because they just got rid of Grimes, and Grimes was a pretty good scorer too. So um, I don't know. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting team to watch. It might be kind of a boring team. Like I said, Luca was always putting up points, and there's times where he have a magical day, or magical night. So we'll see. So, but moving right along, what do you think segment? Scotty, I forgot to send you the questions. My apologies.
that's all right.
So you're gonna have to wing it. But I'll go. I'll say the questions and then I'll answer first, so it gives you time to get your thoughts together. in chat. And don't forget, chat, you're more than welcome. I'd love to hear what y'all have to think about these questions. First things first is Myles Garrett requesting a trade from the Browns. So I guess you can put this as a two-part because first one is going to be what do you think about it? The second one is what team do you think he would go to? So I'll go first, Scotty.
All
Um,
right.
what I think is he wants to get out of a bad organization. He knows the organization's bad. He was there for the money. Uh, so he wants to get to a winning organization. And the Browns, they were kind of building a team to win, but for some reason, it always falls apart when it comes to the Browns. And maybe again, it's another organization thing. It's a leadership thing. So I think that's what he wants. He just wants to go to a organization that's solid. And don't say Cowboys out there because he's not going to come to the Cowboys. One, they can't afford him. I already said this a few times already. Is the fact that Cowboys are not going to have no salary cap money. And two, it's it would be awesome. Think about it. Garrett on one side, um, Parsons on the other side. That'd be awesome, but it's just not going to happen. Sorry to bust your bubble if you think that. Um, so in the team, I think they'll fit him. You know, for some reason, the Eagles, they'll find some way to make room on their team for him, and Lions. I can see maybe the Lions trying to go for him because they need a defense. They got the offense. They need a defense. I think he'll help a lot. What do you
Yeah.
think, Scotty?
Yeah, I think the Lions are a good would be a good team. Also, I was thinking possibly maybe the 49ers
49ers, yeah.
try to get them.
Steelers,
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. They're always looking for
possibility.
defensive players.
Yeah.
So, um, by the way, did the Cowboys ever get a new head coach? Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer's the new head coach. He is the new head coach, and I can't remember the offensive coordinator. He came from Arizona. He was he was an offensive line coach at Arizona, but now he's the offensive coordinator, and we got a defensive coordinator, but I can't remember his name as well. I didn't do all the research on them because right now I'm still pissed at the Cowboys right now with how they're handling everything. So, you know what? This might be next year. Might be a surprising year. Maybe they win one playoff game. I don't know. They may make the. It's. I think in people's eyes, as bad as it's been going, they don't even think the Cowboys are gonna make the playoffs like they did this past year.
Yeah.
But you got to think, like Cowboys fans. There was a time not too long ago, Cowboys only won 4 games. Like you act like this season was the worst season ever. It wasn't. I know the expectations were high, but it wasn't the worst season we've ever had. Uh, LeBron's season should retire because Luka's going to take over. I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. LeBron and Luka, two dominant players. I don't know. So the next question, this is for all you Texas Rangers fans out there. What do y'all think of the Texas? I can't even say. You hear me, Scotty? What do you think of the Texas Rangers adding Elvis Andrews into the Rangers Hall of Fame and Beltre getting a statue? So I think it's awesome. Elvis was one of my not my favorite player, but he was just fun. Him and Beltre out there, I used to love watching them both play.
Yeah.
Um, so Elvis is one of my probably top 10 Rangers. I say that. I'm not gonna say he's up there number one. My favorite player growing up was Mark McLemore, the doctor of defense. Then I had Juan Gonzalez, Pudge Rodriguez, Kenny Rogers. I mean, damn, he may not even be in the top 10. I'm gonna keep naming players. I'm gonna keep Rusty Greer.
Yeah.
John Wetland. I mean, I know what John Wetland's been through some shit now. Josh Hamilton, Adrian Beltre, Rutten Odor. And the only reason I like Rutten Odor is just because he punched Batista in the face. I don't even like him because he was a great player.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Scotty. What do you think?
I definitely think Elvis deserves it.
Yeah, for sure. And
He was
Beltre, I mean, he has to get. I mean, I'm not gonna say he has to, but it's nice because he was probably one of our best third basemen we've ever had.
Oh yeah,
So, and he was just an entertaining guy. Love to have fun. So, I always go back on YouTube and watch videos of him and Elvis clowning around, just because it makes me laugh. So,
for
um,
sure.
yeah. Next question, question number 3. Remember, we only do 4 questions, but so question number 3. The NFL is trying to have an 18 game regular season. What are y'all thoughts on that? So I think that's dumb. It's already taking a toll on these players now with 17. It was
Yeah,
16, now it's 17. And it's fine just the way it is. They're just being greedy, trying to get as much money as they possibly can out. I'm fine with 17. They already cut back preseason. So what are you gonna do? Cut back all the preseason and add an 18th game? That's I don't know. So I don't like the 18. Keep it at 17 is fine. Plus, if they do 18, season tickets are going to be more, and I don't want that. So um, keep it at 17. It's fine. We'll live with that. And the playoff system seems to be fine, so I'm okay with that. And I know the NFLPA, which is the NFL Players Association, said that they don't want nobody wants an 18 game season. Talking about the players, so I don't see that happening. What's your thoughts, Scotty?
yeah, I'm at the agree. I think 17 is probably good. Like they would have to cut out another preseason game or something.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I definitely think injuries is a big factor already,
yeah.
and yeah, I don't see most of the players wanting another game.
And you know what's crazy? It's these guys. I'm not trying to talk negative about people who don't play football or don't play sports and stuff like that. They're businessmen. They're trying to get the most money out they can make. So I can see why they want to do that, but they're not physically putting their their bodies on out there. You know what I mean? It's like us,
Y-
like for me when I go to work, I'm gonna do my 8 hours, but then now they're like, all right, we want you to still do your 8 hours, but we're gonna give you 10 hours of work. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
goddamn, I'm barely making 8.
Yeah.
That's my best analogy I can do. So,
Yep.
oh, um, yeah, you do have. My mom said, "Remember when I told you with me her? She's very superstitious, superstitious stuff. I'm very superstitious too. Like if I'm sitting one way and the Cowboys are playing good, I don't move. I'm there. Don't. If I'm watching a baseball game and the Rangers are playing hella good, like if there's a no hitter going on or something like that, I don't. I mean, if whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna keep doing it until it doesn't work anymore. Um, so last question. And this is, Scotty, I mean, you could kind of put your 2 cents in if you want, but this is going to be, I mean, we're kind of far away from it, but it's always good to talk early about it. Um, Cowboys, who should the Cowboys draft? Who is y'all thoughts on who the Cowboys should draft this year in the draft? I'll start off. So I mean, and Scotty, if you don't mind, let me know who you think the Giants should draft. In your
Yeah.
opinion, I said this already. I think Cowboys got the 12th pick. I'm okay with the Cowboys trading back to the 20th pick. Now, some people are not going to like to hear that because, for one, a lot of people want to watch the draft just to see who the Cowboys pick, and then they turn the TV off. They don't care about the other teams. They just want to see who their team pick, or the Cowboys. Me, I would love for them to trade back, maybe get in the later on in the first, maybe the 20th, but maybe pick up a second round pick with it later on that same year. So add more draft picks to your because Cowboys need a lot of help. They got a lot of holes, and they could use a lot of draft picks to fill them holes. So with not having a salary cap, I think that'd be perfect. But if we're gonna stay at number 12, uh, I want an offensive lineman. I've always said, I always
Yeah, that's what
said
I
that
was gonna
yeah, when the Cowboys have a dominant offensive line, I feel like that's when they're at their best. What were you saying, Scotty?
yeah, I was gonna say the same. I think the Cowboys should go for O line.
Yeah,
I know this draft class is going to be D line heavy. There's a lot of really good.
and I think this is going
Uh,
to be one of them, like people who don't know football and don't know sports. It might be a boring draft to them
yeah,
because it's
because
going
there's
to be
not
a lot
a
of O line, D
yeah
line.
there's not a whole lot of QBs or receivers.
Mm-mm. There's a lot of DBs. There's a lot of good deep defensive backs.
There's some running backs
There are
too.
some running backs too, yes. So, but I think the first one is going to be Gentry coming off the board, and I think he
Yeah.
might go late. Maybe, and I can see Cowboys doing this if they do trade back, is picking him up late
Eh,
in the first round. I don't see him going early
Yeah,
for 20th.
yeah. I think I think he's gonna go earlier. That I don't know.
I mean, I say no earlier than 20. Well, with the way because this is a copycat league, and everybody saw that the running game was helped out the Ravens and the Eagles. The Eagles
Yeah,
in the Super Bowl, but
yeah.
but we can't forget about uh the Chiefs. That if you could draft some referees, you know. No, I'm kidding, but um, nah. I mean, yeah, this might be a to fans who are not big into the draft or anything like. They're gonna be like, why is this? Why is this? At the beginning, yeah, you're gonna have maybe the first 6 picks with the quarterbacks coming off the board, and then your big names that people know. Yeah, you're gonna have them coming off the board, but uh, my mom said her husband said cut the Pro Bowl out because it's not a Pro Bowl, it's a flag football.
Yeah.
Can the Cowboys get Gentry? Like that's from Stevie Duran. He said, "Can the Cowboys get Gentry?" I said, well, the Cowboys have a 12th pick. If the Cowboys trade back, which I hope they do, and pick up an extra pick later on in the draft, but still be in the first round, they can get him later on. I say maybe 20th. I don't see him. Me personally, Scotty said he actually see him going earlier. Me personally, I don't see him going before the 20th pick. So I can see if they can trade back to maybe 23, 24, they may be able to pick him up. But there are other good running backs out there. He's not the only good running back. So
Yeah.
I
Scatterboo will be
who?
Scatterboo.
Scatterboo. If you watch the Texas game, I know a lot of y'all did. Scatterboo, hell, reminds me of Mike Ostock when he was run. Runs forward, never falls backwards. Really good runner. So don't sleep on him. But people will sleep on him because he played in Arizona and they played a
Yeah.
little later. They played 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, not the prime time. So a lot of people didn't get to see him. But I wouldn't mind getting Gentry. I think he's a good running back and put him against a good offensive line. But do you get him on a rookie contract? Who's that? Gentry? Any running back you draft is going to be on a rookie contract. Scatterboo, you're going to get him on a rookie contract. Um, I actually see Scatterboo maybe drop into the third round, honestly,
Mm,
because a lot of people don't know
maybe.
him.
Yeah.
He's not. Everybody saw him in the Texas game and the game before that. Yeah, you're gonna get Gentry on a rookie contract. So Scatterboo, you're gonna get him on a con because he's coming. He's gonna get drafted out of Arizona. There is that one Arizona State. Let me make sure I get that Arizona State. There is that good receiver out of Arizona that a lot of people are talking about. I cannot remember his name. Remember, Scotty, we were talking about him at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I
Remember,
don't.
I think you had him up there as one of your Heisman's in early in the season because he had like 200 something yards back to back weeks. He was one of your players of the week.
Uh, I don't remember.
You remember one day when we when we watch the draft. Which the draft is April 24th. We will be doing a show that day. I will be. We'll talk about that more later on. We won't get into all that, but yeah, we got the draft show, which I'm really excited about. I love the draft. I love talking about the draft. So, but that's it for the what do y'all think? I appreciate y'all's Stevie and everybody giving me y'all's thoughts on who the Cowboys should draft this year. Um, why not go after Miles Garrett? Um, they just don't have the cap room. His contract. They don't have. They're gonna have to restructure Dak's contract. Dak's contract's gonna eat up $85 million of next year's cap, which is damn near think 60% of the whole of the salary. It may not be that much. I think they get 222 million dollars in salary cap, and he's gonna eat up 85 of that contract, and you still have to pay 52 other players plus whether practice squad don't count against the salary cap, but you still have to pay the rest of the team plus the dead money that you're still paying other players who are not here, like Zeke. You're still paying. There's some who's a line. There's a linebacker that are still playing. I can't remember his name or who it was, but there's a linebacker that are still paying. He don't play for the Cowboys anymore. Tyron Smith, they're still paying for him. So there's a few people that they're still paying that's dead money that they can't do nothing about. So yeah, you're gonna have to find some way to get Dak to restructure his contract, or at least this 1 year, so it won't eat up so much of the cap space if they're going to try to get Myles Garrett. But yeah, it's just I think when I last saw last year, and I think I talked to y'all earlier about in a year, is that they're going to only have like 14 million in cap space, and they still have to sign the rookies. So the on whenever they get whoever they draft. So that's just going to be eat up a lot of the contract too, or that cap space too. So it's going to be hard to get them. We like I said, I can see the we said Pittsburgh. I said Pittsburgh, Lions, and who's the other team, Scotty? You remember?
Um,
I said
I
Pittsburgh,
said
Lions, and you said 49ers,
I said 49ers and Detroit. I
Detroit,
think he said Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Because Philadelphia always finds a way to get players. They actually have an organization that's trying to win apparently right now. So, but moving right along, we got talk Super Bowl
All right,
Sunday. What'd you say, Scotty?
I
Oh,
gotta
go ahead.
I gotta bounce here. I gotta get going.
Oh, you got to go. All right,
Yeah,
Scotty. I appreciate you being here tonight.
but I'll give you my Super Bowl pick real fast.
Okay, who you got?
I think Chiefs 23-17.
23-17 by 6 points. All right, thank you, Scotty. Thank you
Yep.
for being
All
here.
right. Yep. I will see
We'll see you. I'll see you at work tomorrow.
you. Yep.
And Scotty be back next week.
Yep. I will.
All right. So
All
Super
right.
Bowl Sunday. Thank you, Scotty. Super Bowl Sunday. We got the Chiefs and the Eagles on Fox at 5:30. I'm be honest with you. I'm not excited about this Super Bowl at all, whatsoever. Normally I am, but have the Eagles there. The Cowboys. That's probably one of the biggest rivalry. And then you have the Chiefs, who's been there a couple of times. I don't really hate the Chiefs. I just don't. I'm not just not a fan of the Chiefs. So I can't sit there and be like, oh, I hate the Chiefs. I hate Mahomes. No, I mean I really don't hate them. I like Andy Reid. Um, that's probably the only person I like on the team. To be honest with you, I'm trying to think. I'm tired of Taylor Swift. I'm tired of them always showing her on TV. I mean, I haven't got nothing against Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, she sucks or anything like that. I just don't. It's like every time something happens, they always got to show her on TV. So, but other than that, I just hope they. I was like, is there a way they could both lose? But I know there's not. Um, the only thing I can hope for is just a good game. It keeps me entertained. I don't want a blowout. That's one thing that I hate when a game's a blowout. What game was I watching? It was college football. It was a blowout early, and it's like, okay, this is not. I'm sitting here want to watch a game, and it's not fun when it's just a blowout. Unless it's your team, then it's your team. You're like, you want the blowout, but um, and then halftime is Kendrick Lamar. I'm not big in the rap game. I think I've heard a couple of his songs, but I'm not. People say he's really good. They like him. They're excited about the halftime show. I mean, that's more power. I mean, it's going to be on because we're watching Super Bowl, but again, I don't really care too much about the halftime show. But we'll see. Um, what do y'all think? What do y'all think is going to win? I'll let y'all know on my put a shot segment. Who I think is going to win. But we shit. What time pregame starts at like 12 o'clock? And I'll put it on the TV and it'll be on from 12 o'clock all the way until the game starts. Like we don't change the channel. So something we've always done, something I've always done is when I watch the Super Bowl, go and get some pizza, probably have some hot wings, some nachos, a fruit tray, cheese tray. We go all out, but it's just me, my wife, and my daughter. So it's like we're doing all this just for us three. I'll have some drinks. I do got to work the next day, so I can't get too wasted. One time, speaking of wasted, one time, well, several times I've been wasted during Super Bowl. I like doing a Super Bowl drinking game, but some of them are stupid. Sometimes, like they be like, if they do this, uh, somebody walks in the Super Bowl party, wearing a Cowboys jersey, throw your beer at them. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want if there's a touch, if so and so scores a touchdown, take a shot. If the somebody gets flagged for holding, take a sip of drink a beer. Those are the ones I like. Something like that happens. When if Patrick Mahomes throws an interception, take a shot. If Barkley breaks a 20-yard run, chug your beer. Something like that where it makes it fun. So that's the ones I like to do. Um, and it makes it fun. And I actually I can't remember what year it was, what Super Bowl it was, but I think damn near by the first quarter I was drunk. Like I didn't even uh like my wife, she just sit there and like at first I was just like pouring. I'll go get up, pour a shot, and then take the shot whenever it told me to take a shot. My wife said, "Here." She put the shots right next to me. She was like, and I had to keep taking shots. Oh my gosh, I was gone that night. And then like one time I used to have dogs, and I took them out to go for a walk. One time I went out there and there was a cop sitting outside. I was like, what the hell? Why is there a cop sitting out here? But I didn't pay no mind. I know I was drunk, so I'm gonna stay stationary, have my dogs on the leash, and walk my dogs. So I'm just gonna like if I don't move, I won't fall, or I won't stumble or anything like that. The next thing you know, he puts his lights on me. I just sit there. I didn't acknowledge him or anything. I just sat there and looked at my dogs. And then Lawrence. Lawrence is actually going to be a free agent. Mom, he's going to be gone. This last year was his last year on the contract. I don't see them signing him unless he takes a hometown deal, which probably be like 2-3 million a year. I don't know. That's all I can see. Zach Martin, he's still gonna. I think he'll still be here next year, even though he's been hurt a lot. He's getting up there in years too. So, um, but then another year, I was wasted. Like I was drunk. And then I told my wife, I texted my wife, hey, because she already went to bed. And I was like, hey, I'm about to go walk the dogs. I went outside to walk the dogs. Next thing you know, I fell. And I was so drunk that, like, it's one of them drunks where you can't control your body. Like, I fell and I was just like, oh shit, I can't get up. And I was like, I really couldn't get up. I was like, holy shit. I was like rolling over and my dogs just didn't give a shit. They were just doing their own thing. So then I finally rolled up and got my ass up. And I look up and my wife is looking down from the stairs at me laughing. I'm just like, golly. So yeah, it's some of my drunk nights from the Super Bowl. But this year I won't be able to. I won't be able to get that drunk this year. No, because normally I take the Super Bowl after the day Super Bowl off, but I had to use all my time this year, so I won't be able to this year. But next year I'll be back at it. I'm gonna be able to take Super Bowl off because Cowboys are going to be in the Super Bowl. That's why. That's that's the bottom line. But moving right along, um, y'all give me while moving right along, y'all let me know what y'all think of the Super Bowl. Who y'all got? Because now it's time for the question of the day. Whoop whoop. So the question of the day is one memory you had from a Super Bowl game. It could be a halftime show. It could be a play. It could be a team. It could be anything. But just give me one memory you had from your a Super Bowl game that you watched. I'll give you mines in just a little bit. Um, so, but we're gonna move right along to put a shot segment. You know how we do that. Scotty was supposed to have a segment in between there, but he had to go, so um, we will have to do that later on. Next time he's on, we'll start off early with his segment so he can do that. You're going with the Eagles. You don't like Kansas City. How the hell can you go for the Eagles too? How can you go for either one? How can you go for either one? So, uh, So putting a shot on it segment. So this one I'm putting 5 shots on because it's the only game that's going on on the Super Bowl. So if I'm wrong, I gotta take 5 shots. If I'm right, somebody out there is gonna have to take 5 shots. I don't know who's gonna be. One of y'all out there gonna take 5 shots. Um, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I just can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand their fans. There's some fans that might be cool. I'm not gonna knock all Eagles fans, but most Eagles fans are obnoxious and they're jackasses. I've been to Cowboy games where they're there. Even if they're losing, they're jackasses. They're worse when they're losing. So, uh, I don't even know if they're worse when they're losing. I think they're worse when they're winning too. So I'm about to go Chiefs. I haven't met an asshole Chief yet. What am I eating for the Super Bowl? We're gonna order pizza, have some wings, some nachos, get a cheese tray, fruit tray. We're gonna have it all. We have it all, but like I said, it's only 3 of us. So I'll have food to eat for the next couple of days. I ain't starving this weekend, I tell you that much. So yeah, I'm putting 5 shots on the Chiefs. So if they lose, and it seems like everybody I root for this year has lost. So if y'all betting people, y'all might want to take the Eagles. Bill's making some homemade burrito nachos, and I might get some wings. Very nice. I would get like I know Wingstop's gonna be packed on Super Bowl. Wingstop, like I don't even think they let you. Last time we ordered Wingstop, they won't let you sit. You couldn't sit inside. They just had where you were doing pickup only, and they literally had when you place your order, you had to pick your time when you're picking it up because that's when they're going to have it ready. Because they were not going to have, uh, they didn't have time to do like walk-in orders. They're like only pickup only, and I'm not sure they're going to do that then this year. But it's been a couple of years since we ordered Wingstop. But that's the last time we did. You walked in, told them your name, and they had your name, like whatever your time. They had like a table set out, and they had your name on that time, and you just go pick up you grab your food, and you left. They picked up all the chairs, all the tables were set pushed to the side, so it was pretty crazy. So yeah, that's my pick. I put a shot on it. So y'all let me know who y'all got. I already got one Eagle sitting there. But transitioning to the last question, or not the last, but the question of the day. One memory you had from a Super Bowl game. Well, it's my show, so I'm gonna tell you two. The first one is probably halftime for when Michael Jackson back in '94. That was probably one of the times I can remember the Super Bowl is when the Cowboys were in it for one, and then two, having Michael Jackson perform. I thought was probably the best halftime performance I've ever seen. It was awesome. He did a hell of a job. Cowboys won. I was young. I was only 11 years old when that happened. 11, maybe. Yeah. And I didn't know I was 10 years old. I wasn't even 11 yet. I was 10 years old. So I can't even remember. I can't even appreciate what it is to win the Super Bowl again. So that's why I'm trying. I want them to get there so before I die. I hope to see them win one before I die. We'll see. Um, and the other one, you know, a lot of people forget they don't really forget. They remember the Cowboys Pittsburgh one, but Larry Brown when he had those 2 picks, and everybody's. I'm not gonna say the NFL thought he was the next big thing. He was the next big corner, and he left the Cowboys right after that to go to Oakland. And he didn't. His career, didn't pan out that way, but he was still a good player. But for somebody, a player who was a low key player throughout most of the year, most of his career, he was a low key player. To have a game in the Super Bowl, the biggest game of the season, and have 2 interceptions and run them back for a touchdown for both of them, I thought was awesome. And for me being a defensive back, that's kind of when I was like, I want to be a DB too. I want to do that too. I want to be, because at first I wanted to be a receiver. Uh, oh, don't worry. That wasn't Nate Newton, Stevie. That was Nate Newton. It was Tony Tolbert. Tony Tolbert got ran down. Was it no? Was it Nate? Nate Noonan was an offensive lineman. Russell Maryland. It was Russell Maryland. Russell Maryland's the one that got ran down by Don Beebe. Oh, that would have broke the record for the most points scored in the Super Bowl too. If he would have scored. Was it Russell Maryland? Ah, dang it. Now I'm gonna have to Google it, look it up. Oh, breaking news. Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors. Breaking news. So y'all heard it. Not probably first from me, but y'all have heard it. Um, how would I look this up? What would I look? Damn it would help if I spell it right. Leon Lett. It was Leon Lett. He chased down Leon Lett. So I remember that play. Golly. I also like there was another play too where going back to what I was saying about so I wanted to be when I was playing football, I was like, I want to be a receiver. I want to be a receiver. And then I want to because I like Michael Irvin too. Michael Irvin's probably my favorite player as a Cowboy. So so I was like, I want to be a receiver. I want to play like Michael Irvin. But then seeing uh, Kevin Brown make those interceptions in the Super Bowl, I was like, man, that's cool. I want to do that. I want to be able to, take the ball away from the other team and score. I want to be a defensive back. So that's what I became. I decided to be a defensive back. I mean, I still play receiver when I play like middle school, but I play both ways. I play receiver and corner. But then when I got to high school, they asked me what position I wanted to play. I said corner. I like let me play DB. I want to shut these guys down. So that's what I did. Any of y'all out there who knew me when I played football, before there was Revis Island, there was Hernandez Island. I was I was known as a shutdown corner. So look at my tape. There's tapes out there. There's film out there of me. I don't know where. If there is, I would love to see that. Um, but yeah, so that's one of my greatest moments for I can remember in Super Bowl. So, uh, but last but not least, it's time for the last word. If y'all can see right up there at the top right, we're at 38 subs. I'm sorry. Um, keep passing the word along. That's up one from the last show. Pass the word on. Tell people about me if you don't mind. Continue watching the show. Turn your notifications on. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Next show will be Wednesday. Next Wednesday, again, we're only doing one show a week. I might get. I can't look. It says Nest. I gotta change that. Ain't no spelling ass. Um, weight loss update. I'm down to 264. That's 7 pounds lost since January 3rd. So keeping that up. Trying to keep losing weight. And I'm still living the dream. It don't get no better than this. So I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all listening to me. I appreciate y'all being interactive in chat. Don't ever be afraid to ask questions. No question's a stupid question unless you ask a question. So y'all have a good evening. Thank you very much. And good night.